Oh god, it looks like She-Hulk is going to be changed! Week 5 of the Summer Showdown is upon us, and we get a better understanding of what's happening in next month's events. Yes, hello you lovely lot, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all well. Welcome to the 28th of August edition of Marvel Contest of Champions News. It's the Hump edition, and I'll tell you what, we're going to really get the hump in this particular edition of the news. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button with post notifications on. That would be incredibly helpful. And without further ado, let's get into the bloody news. I'm going to kick today's news off with a bit of positivity, and I love what Kabam are doing at the moment with these kind of covers. As you can see, this is kind of replication of an older type of comic book, and I really do enjoy this, especially celebrating these 80 years. And every time I feel that the smaller things that Kabam do that are kind of nice little touches, I should say something about that, because it shouldn't be all doom and gloom. But in any case, yeah, really love this kind of look. Kabam, keep it up. If you can do more of these, please do. They look great. Next up, and it's week 5 of the Summer Showdown, and we've got some lovely people attending. Obviously, my personal love is for Panda Man Pete. If you don't know, and it's annoying because I've deleted the image of him as a female. I must admit, when we did the Snapchat filters, he was a very, very attractive female. But also, we've got Royal and we've got Dragon in attendance. So it is really cool to see this. I really can't wait for later on tonight. This is going to be exciting. And I'm hoping I can do a live stream for this. If not, I'll probably do a video later on. So look forward to that as well. For those interested in taking part in the duel screenshot, do follow the instructions here by clicking on said buttons, choosing the correct images, yada yada. I cover this each and every week, but click on it, vote for the person, and do the screenshot as well of you fighting with a duel of that character. Full instructions are in the link in the description down below, and you could pick up an energy refill if you get the correct person. Only 2,000 people have entered so far, so please just try and enter the other competition as well, and give a good bit of support for those lovely brave souls that battle for us in New York. In other news, and we've got full details of the Time After Time event where Kabam stole my joke. Yeah, he stole my joke. In an 80th anniversary video, I did that. If you lost, you can find me time after time. Cyndi Lauper related joke. I think someone else did the original. Whatever, they stole my joke. But that doesn't matter. The fact is, what are we seeing from this event? Well, it's similar to Class Trip, and it's kind of similar to recon initiatives where you've got gated things, you need certain champions to get through. It's a weekly thing, which positive is that it kind of prolongs, makes it a bit kind of longer, but it's just, again, just a little bit of replication with this. However, though, the rewards are quite good, so that's something to look forward to. Now let's talk about the rewards. Now there are some decent rewards on offer, more than, well, and what of the rewards? The rewards scale up quite nicely. We've got a good amount of 6-star shards. We've got a nice healthy amount of 5-star shards. We've also got a unified 5-star crystal and a few other things that are better as you go down the spectrum. So even if you're doing like the beginner right the way through to something like the heroic, you're still taking home some good stuff. But obviously, when you do your master, when you do your epic, is when you're going to take home the most amount of things. The event kicks off a week today, and I'll be rushing my arse off in order to get myself this all done before I go to New York Comic Con, so it is. I don't know why I went Irish then, but it happened. Now for the most extensive amount of news that we've got to cover today, and that's to do with the changelog and the bug fixes. Yes, because there are a few things that have occurred which are, well, it's not particularly good for a lot of players. There's a lot of backlash towards it, and it is centered around She-Hulk. But there are a few things to mention. Beginning at the top, Ant-Man's metal tag was not functioning. The hood fixed an issue where he was able to combo his medium 2 into a medium 1. Hadn't noticed that personally. Iceman corrected an issue where regarding the ice armor not activating after having it disabled by the Fate Steel from Empathic Lock on Map 5 Alliance Quest. Didn't notice it personally. Corrected an issue where ice armor would reform immediately when stacking multiple armor breaks. Again, haven't noticed it. And Mysterio was just kind of updated on information based on his poison damage. Nightcrawler can no longer evade Iron Man's Infinity War repulsor attacks. I personally wouldn't do that with a class disadvantage anyway, but it's interesting to know that he was able to kind of like, well, not evade, I don't know. Then we've got Rogue. Fix the bug where the timer for Rogue's replicated buffs will be removed early when she was affected by a nullify or armor break ability. Didn't know that was a thing. But now on to the most important thing. She-Hulk has been fixed. An issue where she would combo into a heavy attack. To explain this to people that don't really know what's going on, She-Hulk is an amazing champion used for so many different bits of content, especially in Act 6 going up against the champion, a champion that has things like Unstoppable, and the way that it is easier to extensively gain damage against enemies by using methods of this, which Kabam would say was an exploit. So you're kind of chaining into a heavy attack, and let's face it, when you try and do that, it's not always possible. There must be something of an extent of exploit, which Kabam kind of feel that is exposing based on this bug in their eyes. If you go to the kind of the comments and the feedback is obviously negative towards Kabam's move towards this. There's some good points being put out, like, well, there's a lot of other champions that do this in game. Why is she singled out? And I guess that's because she is utility. Well, not utility, but she's a fantastic champion that is used she is utility. Used in certain circumstances where, again, Kabam would feel that we, the player base, are exploiting something, but really it's just good strategy because of something which Kabam kind of go, well, that's a bug our end. Yeah, why did you create it that way? Will-O-Wisp in particular makes a point saying that also the part about Fate Seal removing permanent buffs means that Mephisto, Ghost Rider and maybe others will not work anymore against Rogue in Variant 3. This interaction in the game is in there for years now. People used to do it against Mitra in Act 4 and now it's going away as well. I guess the real point that I can really make to this is that this is like a wacky roller coaster ride, and it's like some of the loops keep changing. It's like you're kind of building this roller coaster ride, and you've got like a loop-de-loop, and then it's like, no, we don't like the loop-de-loop. Let's just make it a big incline, and we want a steep drop. No, we don't want a steep drop. We want to we want it to kind of dive off whilst doing this the deep drop into kind of a swirly thing, and it's just like constantly changing. Not for our own excitement because we're just on for the ride, but Kabam are changing the whole kind of roller coaster itself. And the fun of that roller coaster is just not there when things just like, oh, we're going to change things from one week to another, and you never know whether you're coming or going. It just makes you kind of go, what next, really? I'm not going to get myself too involved with this particular forum post because there's a lot of comments to go through. Some are a little bit toxic, and I don't really want to kind of like talk too much of that in Marvel Contest Champions news. But I just want to say that it is a case that people don't feel too happy about this kind of change because it comes out of nowhere. And it goes back to like an old saying where when we're talking about bug fixes of this kind of nature, where other champions are kind of doing combos into heavy attacks, either all of them get changed or none of them get changed. So look, if others are having the same thing, then it needs to be all looked after. Consistency is very important, especially with, again, a game of this caliber with the amount of money that it does make on a yearly basis. And now on to our final story. It's arena predictions time. Down here at the moment are my current predictions. I am going with 30 mil for the 5-star version of MCOC. I just don't feel that he is as popular to go anything into the 34s or 35s. But the problem is with the bad times that we now have with arena scores being put back up again and people grinding out, it could be a case that he goes up higher than that. But I'll put my neck on the line. I'll say 30 mil for 5-star MCOC. 4-star version, I'm going with 5.7 mil. I just don't feel that it's going to go any higher. It's a good champion, but I just don't feel that people would go too ham for this on this weekend as well. And with the basic, with Captain Marvel being put in, I feel that this is a good champion. It is a brilliant champion to go for, even if you want to get a champion unawakened. But I think people's popularity with that to go for it in a basic will probably put it into at least about 2.6 mil. Not as high as maybe others would go, and not as low as maybe, again, other kind of popular ones will go. But I feel that 2.6 mil is a solid amount to go for this. There we have it. That has been Marvel Contest of Champions news. If you enjoyed the news today, please hit the like button, subscribe for more, comment about the She-Hulk incident and how you feel about this, and how you feel maybe Kabam changing things like this is just so weird and just so inconsistent at times. But in any case, make sure to catch up some other content here. Also subscribe to my channel and the other channel there. And hopefully see you in a live stream tonight, which I may do the Summoner Showdown, or I'll do something else. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.